Welcome to the Rhins of Galloway, a peninsula in Scotland's southwest. I am currently driving the Southwest Coastal 300. I'm going to start here, make my way down to the Mull of Galloway, and then along and around the coastline somewhere towards Newton Stewart. I am going to start though by exploring this incredible place. I am currently in Portpatrick. It's a very pretty place, that is for sure. Lots of houses, hotels, restaurants lining the harbour area. A large building on top of the cliffs over there, not sure what that is, we'll find out maybe in a little bit. But let me take you down the boating ramp first of all towards the sandy beach, and I'll tell you a little bit about the history of Portpatrick as the sun comes out, which is very nice. So historically in the 1600s, fishing boats used to launch from this beach, and then in the 1800s they constructed a proper harbour area. You can see the basin of the harbour in front of me below the buildings. There was also a north and a south pier. One of them collapsed just after it was built. The other remains here to this day. Whilst they were sorting this harbour out in the 1800s, fishing boats and larger ships were diverted around to Stranraer, which is in Loch Ryan, and the conditions around there are much calmer. Portpatrick is on the west coast, and unfortunately the conditions out at sea are very rough most of the time, so it is better to go a little bit of extra distance and enter the calmer waters of Loch Ryan. Because of that, Portpatrick went into decline as a shipping area and as a port, but it started to become popular as a holiday destination. I'm going to take a walk along the rest of the beach, up the steps, take a walk through town and find out what else is here. I mentioned the Southern Upland Way earlier on in my road trip. This is officially the starting point of that walk. It is 212 miles, 340 kilometres across the south of Scotland from west to east, and you can see that is where it starts. It goes up there, but this is the map that shows it better because that is the whole of the south of Scotland, and you can see it travels right the way across from one side to the other. Just so you know, I am not starting the trek. I am just heading up to that hotel on the cliff. See what's up here. Just to clear it up, that is a hotel and it's called the Portpatrick. So I'll turn the camera around, just show you the view that I've got from the viewpoint up here, and I'll give you a little bit of information as well. There is a nice bench here and a viewing area looking out to sea. Down here is an old bridge. I don't know much about it, but it looks ancient and falling apart. That's really interesting to see. And you can see the waves crashing against the rocks down there. That demonstrates just how important it is to have a harbour, because if we look at the water in the harbour now, you can see it is pretty still. There we go, and on the hills behind the harbour, so over there in the distance, there is an old castle that you can walk to. The area really is great for walking and trekking. And then out across the sea there, 56 miles away, is Ireland, and on a clear day you can just about make out the coastline of Ireland and the Mourne Mountains, but that is definitely not possible today. So far from home. video today. White rolls, we've got a protein bar, we've got a chocolate bar, we've got an apple, we've got some water in my backpack, and one heck of a view. To the Mull of Galloway Lighthouse, which is at the most southerly point in mainland Scotland. You can see the info board there, also the real thing just beyond the gate. I'm going to go through there now and have a look at the actual lighthouse. No drone zone, so I will leave the drone in my backpack. Just come through the gate here, lock it behind me. Lots of wildlife in the area, so we don't want any of that escaping. Mull of Galloway Trust Community Buyout, 4th of July 2013. So the lighthouse was built between 1828 and 1830, and it is incredible to think just how many shipwrecks it would have saved over the years. I was just thinking to myself, last year on the North Coast 500 road trip, I made it to Scotland's most northerly point, mainland Scotland, and today I've made it to mainland Scotland's most southerly point. So that's pretty cool. I have to look up what the most easterly and westerly points are, see if I can do them as well. Lighthouse is just in front of me. It is on 260 foot high cliffs. The lighthouse was automated in 1988. These days it is still a working lighthouse, but before 1988 there used to be a lightkeeper and two assistants and their families would live here all year round, and they would overnight have to keep watch of the light to make sure it was still working properly. During the day they would do cleaning jobs and painting and decorating and making sure everything was in order for the night coming. It was a lonely job and they had to be self-sufficient, so in their garden they had vegetable patches where they could grow vegetables, and they also had animals such as chickens and cows and other livestock here as well. When the lighthouse was built it cost £9,000. Now in today's money that would actually be £9 million. I am going to head down here. This little footpath will take me down to the foghorn. You can see it just over there. We'll go and get a closer look. Made it down. It is very, very interesting to see, I've got to say. Go just down a little bit further. The foghorn is there on the roof. It is a lot bigger than it looks from up top. There we go. It no longer operates though. There are no working foghorns in Scotland these days. But that would have sounded very, very loud back in the day. A few signs here about the wildlife, but I think I'm going to go back up now towards the lighthouse. Some signs here. John O'Groat 285 miles away. London 293, so about the same distance between the two. Land's End 318. Gonna head back to the car and get back on the road. trip along the south coast now of Scotland. I've left the Rhins of Galloway and I am in a place called the Isle of Whithorn, which isn't actually an isle, but it did used to be. If you go back a few hundred years, it's lined with pretty white buildings making up these streets that overlook the harbour area. During my drive here, the weather changed about 20 times, I'm not kidding you. From sun to rain, sun to rain. We now have a rainbow and some more storm clouds overhead. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next few minutes. So I am going to show you though this harbour area from where I'm standing. It's a lovely little place to visit. It's one of the most southerly villages in Scotland. And you can see the houses there. You can see some sunlight shining on them again. Some boats just down there on the bottom of the harbour. Just in the distance there is a place called St Ninian's Chapel, which I think I'm going to take a walk to. I'm a bit concerned though because the rain has been heavy and I don't want to get stuck in another storm. So I think what I'll do, it's only about 6 or 7 minutes walk. I'll chance it. Fortune favours the brave, so I'm told. So let's go for it and see what we can find up there. Getting closer to the gate here. Let's go through and have a look at what's in here. There is a plaque and you can see actually that's how the castle originally looked when it was built around about the 1300s. It is thought that it replaced a chapel that was already here on the site, and this is where pilgrims would come to from the sea. Let's have a look. It looks very ruined indeed, but it is spectacular. You can go inside. There we are, look at that. And look at the colours over there in the ocean. It is getting close to the end of the day. Look at those incredible colours. No signs of another storm just yet. Alright, very interesting, good to see. I think what I'm going to do now is head over in that direction to get a view of the sea and to find out what that white tower is. I think what we have here is some kind of lighthouse. It is just a white tower. I can't see any doors or anything. Oh, nearly tripped over there. It is definitely performing the duties of a lighthouse though, because it has a rather large light at the top, and then just here is a memorial stone in memory of the crew of the Solway Harvester, lost with all hands off the Isle of Man, 11th of January 2000. And there are the names of those who lost their lives in that incident. Some of them 17 years old. Unbelievable, really. I am going to, I think, walk back, and it is cold by the way, that's why I've got the hood up. I am going to walk back towards the car, head for Newton Stewart, and then back to the hotel, check in, and the day will be done. So consider joining me. I'll show you my room when I get there, but for now let's start that journey towards Newton Stewart as I overlook the Isle of Whithorn. There we go. Now you're talking. Burger and chips. Job done. Right, let's go and find where I'm staying. I have checked into the Barholm accommodation in Creetown. even though there is no manned reception this time of night. It is quite late after all. It is really easy and quick to get in because you phone a number and he talks you through how to get in the building and how to get to your room. It actually couldn't have been any quicker and any easier, even if someone was here to greet me. So let me show you my room before we go any further. This is going to be bargain of the trip so far. Nice comfortable bed, chair in the corner, wide window there. Can't really show you anything out there because it's dark outside. Got my luggage and bits in the corner here, some hanging space up the top. There is a shower room attached to the bedroom as well. All the facilities all in one place. There is also a shared kitchenette downstairs that all guests can use. In there there's a microwave, there's a fridge, and there's also lots of utensils and cutlery that anybody can use anytime they want. Before I tell you how much it costs, let me tell you that there is no breakfast included. Wi-Fi is included, and I'm going to attach my phone to that very soon. Parking is also free. I've just parked on the road outside. That was really painless to do. The cost of staying here, as I said, bargain of the trip, £24 a night. I'm staying here for 2 nights. That's £48 for my stay here. Consider joining me in the next video. It is going to be another great day, I can assure you. I will leave you with a view that I will film tomorrow morning out of my window, and also if I can find that river, I might take a clip of that as well. Thanks for watching. Good night from Scotland.